Nobody's listening, right? Hi, Andy.
Hello.
Is anyone listening?
Yeah, this one's from Wendy St. Pierre.
Ooh, great name.
See, I thought that. Like, it just, probably everyone that sees that name thinks that.
Wendy St. Pierre. Oh my gosh, you could do anything with that name. You could be anyone, and you would be at the top of your game of whatever anyone that you choose to be.
And I have no doubt that Wendy St. Pierre is at the top of the game in whatever they're doing.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And this review, it's short, it's sweet.
Uh-huh.
Really delighted me.
Okay.
And, well, let me just read it for you. Okay. Great episode. The Four Agreements book explains it way better.
No doubt.
So I think that was in reference, probably episode 108. Was it 2 ago?
You know,
where we talked about the Four Agreements a bunch?
Yeah, I'm such an idiot because I have never read the book. Like,
Are you serious?
I need to read it. I'm going to put it on our Amazon storefront as well. And I also recently put that book, Come As You Are, on there. Whoa.
Whoa.
Okay.
I was going to go out of normal protocol and read another very quick review on Spotify from Meredith that said, will you drop that stress/sex book into your Amazon list?
Oh.
I can't remember the name.
Wow.
Where is our Amazon list thing? It's on nobodieslisteningraght.com?
It's on our link tree, yeah, which you can find on the website or on our Instagram page. Link in bio, as they say.
So what's that book?
Come As You Are by Emily Nagoski or something, PhD. Anyway.
Four Agreements book.
Four Agreements. I need to read it. Like, I should read it instead of constantly bringing it up in my mind, citing it, talking about it, and I haven't even read the fucking book. I've seen posters.
You really might not have a good grasp on it.
I really might not.
Because remember when we talked about it,
it has helped me so much.
Anyways, Wendy, thanks for the review. I just love it. Great episode. The Four Agreements book explains it way better.
Great. Love it. Thank you, Wendy St. Pierre.
I don't think it's that.
I know.
It's like Wendy St. Pierre. Woo.
Few things. Thank you to everyone who came to our live stream last week. We had a blast.
That was really fun.
You can still check it out on patreon.com/nobody's listening, right? And then stay tuned on there for our upcoming bonus episode in this birth month of Andy.
Oh, yeah. Maybe one of our kids gets stressed out around their birthday.
Mm-hmm.
I, today, have so much anxiety. And I haven't been...
About your birthday?
No, I don't know. But we did talk about my birthday today. And I'm like, does that have anything to do with it? But I have not felt this anxious in a long time.
I, too, feel very anxious.
What's going on?
I have a theory. And actually, going back to the Come As You Are book, you know, it talks, again, I'll botch this the way I have done for the Four Agreements because I've never read it.
Same way my surgeon botched my circumcision.
That's right.
On my birthday.
On your actual birthday. You started out. Oh, God. Oh, no.
That's why. That's what's wrong with my... That's
every birthday
it's a traumatic event.
Listen, he gave you character.
Okay. Resilience? Or no, he made me build character.
A sense of humor about... You don't like that?
I don't think so.
Well, your parents, I wasn't thinking about your penis and what it looks like. I was thinking...
My deformed wiener?
No. I was thinking about how your parents would, like, kind of make fun of it or, like, reference the botched job. It was a joke in your...
they weren't making fun of it, but I guess it was referenced as the botched job.
Which is
with
has
levity.
A sense of, yes.
Levity.
Okay.
But they weren't ever making
No, they
fun
weren't,
of
like,
it.
mocking it for you, to be clear. Anywho, yes. And for anyone who's newly listening...
It's not that big of a deal. It's totally fine.
Totally
it's not that
great.
bad.
It functions perfectly. And it just has... It was a half job situation. Anywho, what was I going to say? That really took me... Oh, the anxiety.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. we're recording this on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Is that okay for me to say?
Yeah. Why wouldn't it be?
I don't know.
Why the fuck wouldn't it be?
Well, sometimes I feel like I say things and I'm going to get in trouble. But,
From me?
yes.
Okay. Those things I think are like saying things that could get us in trouble.
Yeah.
I make you feel like you could get in trouble for me where I'm like, we can't talk about that.
Right. Okay.
But that's usually like just specific.
I didn't know if you wanted to have this air of like, is taking the listener out of it. Well, this probably is. Anyway.
I see
Okay,
what you're saying. Like that this might be recorded like Tuesday night right before it goes live.
Yes. And so we had spring break. So we were up at our cabin for the whole week. And the plan was to have our dear, dear friends come up Saturday and have Easter with us.
Yeah.
And then the plan changed because a storm was coming in.
Yeah.
And so we were like, please come up here Friday night. Saturday's not going to be safe to travel. Boy, were we right about that.
Yeah.
So here we are Saturday. Now, what happened was their plans changed. We're hearing news forecasts. You're going down to the local market and the store owner is going, they're saying it might be 3 to 4 feet or whatever. We're hearing all of this stuff going on and realizing we might actually legitimately get snowed in here and not be able to really get home until late Monday or Tuesday even. I mean, and so we're reaching out to our friends because they have a dog saying, hey, just a heads up, we might all get snowed in. Small percentage chance, but still.
Yeah.
You know, your dog, just want to make sure your dog would have a dog sitter like able to take care of him during that time.
Yeah.
Well, it turns out our friend has a big job thing that he has to be back for on Monday. So, long story short, they're kind of like canceling things. Meanwhile, the fog and like darkness and wind is rolling in such an ominous way. And I didn't want to be stuck there through Monday. I wanted to be back.
Yeah.
And so like at 6:00, I say to you, should we get out of here?
Yeah.
And so we fled.
Yeah.
We fled the scene with 2 kids, all of the Easter stuff, food for a week because we had just done a snowstorm shopping. All of our shit. I mean, we packed up in a mad dash in like 45 minutes, got on the road, drove down through like dense fog and out of there and got home last night at 8:30. And I was so here's going back to the Come As You Are book. It talks about stress cycles and how, stress for many people, all people, stress lowers the pleasure you have during sex. So we'll put sex aside. It doesn't really relate to this. But you need to work through the stress cycle. You need to get onto the other side of it. So ways of doing that are like exercising, mindfulness stuff, talking, doing things that are intentionally, crying is one, which I actually want to come back to. And I think we had so much, I truly felt, and I know you're going to roll your eyes, I felt like we were going on the lam from the feds or something. Like we were, we were racing against time to get out of there.
I did feel the race against time because I was like, well, I want to go before it's super dark, but it was dark.
My heart was pounding. I was like, we got to get out of here before shit gets crazy.
Yeah.
So anyway, we made it out. We did the right thing, I think, looking at our cameras and stuff.
Yeah, it looks like there's
going to be a shit ton of snow.
Couple foot of snow.
And there are also cars all over the roads sliding out and, so I'm glad that we made the choice. But I think that stress and anxiety is still in our bodies. And there was also the stress of like, you took the kids skiing and one of them had a really not fun experience and that was stressful for you. And then our friends, when they said they couldn't come, which was the right choice, absolutely, both kids were crying. It was like, it was a stressful day yesterday and I feel like it's staying with us because I feel this anxiety too. And I want to ask you something. My anxiety almost always goes to one thing.
Which is?
Work.
Oh,
I'm like, this is so stupid. We're an Easter weekend. I don't really have anything I have to. It's not like.
no, but you have stuff you could be doing.
Well,
I meant
anyway.
that to validate if you're feeling like you have stuff you could work on that's lingering.
That's true. I
Yeah.
do, but there's no like
You could wait
race
till after
against.
Easter.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
The world is nothing's going to change if I wait
Totally.
another day. But I'm like, oh my God, I have so much to do.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
how am I going to do it? I need to be more disciplined. And like just literally an hour ago, I was writing down on a Post-it note every day now for the next 2 weeks, we're going to do a trial where I'm writing from 7 to 10, 10 to 11 exercise,
Oh.
1 to 4 reading, writing, or watching.
Reading, writing, or watching.
Watching things that, you know, are informing like what I'm working on.
Yeah.
Or maybe some
1 to 4.
documentaries.
Couch potato.
Couch time. It's true. Where does your stress go?
It can often go to work, and I've placed a little bit of it in that today in my mind, but then I've also put a little blame on it, like, oh, am I a little extra stressful because I haven't had that outlet for the past week?
Oh, that's very interesting.
Do you know what I mean? Especially because I've been very in work creative mode and being very fulfilled by that lately.
Yeah.
I'm like, is it because I haven't been scratching that I feel
Because the
extra
momentum
anxious?
was going. It's almost like there was like a record scratch stop on it for the week while you're taking the kids skiing and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, but that being said, though, the skiing, snowboarding, you went a couple days. I went 3 days in a row. It was incredible.
Oh my gosh, so
And
much fun.
Talk about something that I think kills some of my stress. And I really enjoyed this trip. That was really, and I also feel like I've like leveled back up in skill. Like I feel
Wow.
like
Well, you were so. You
I feel
have
like I'm really
style.
good again.
Well, let me tell you. I mean, for any new listeners who are here, welcome. You grew up in a ski resort town.
Yeah.
And snowboarded almost every day during the
Like
season.
4 days a week, usually.
Had a class of, a high school with 100 kids in it, and 2 of them were Olympians. Like, crazy good. And at this mountain, when I watch you coming down, because, usually I'm on a different run, you have this ease and style that is so, and also you're going very fast, but you're
I don't
so,
think I'm going that fast.
you don't, but you're so in control and you have such an ease and style, and like you have a look to you that I could pick you out of everyone just in the style you have, and it looks
so it wouldn't matter what I was wearing. You could pick out the.
Oh, I'm not talking about clothing style. I'm talking about like riding style. And I find it very attractive because
Like
I think
picking
you're the
someone's gait.
best on the mountain. It's different from the guys who are probably very, very skilled, who are just bombing down and whatever.
Yeah.
You have a different vibe, and I love it. And I think this time was really fun because we all, for the first time, went, all 4 of us as a family, to do the same runs together.
Yeah, we went to the top of the mountain. How cool is it? The first time we went to the top for you and our son, you're on the chairlift and you go by like a big snowboard park area, and there's one huge jump.
So cool.
And it's the first time you guys have ever seen the huge jump. And what happens? Some little skiers just going along and bust a backflip
off the jump.
Yeah, we were just like,
And
holy
it was
crap.
It was a layout backflip. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was incredible. And I think it got our son especially very excited.
That was pretty cool.
So anyways,
and I found that as like a very de-stress, and going 3 days in a row on that third day, I was like, oh my God, I'm so glad we get to do this. And now we can do it as a family. And then we had like one run at the end of the day that didn't go that smooth for one of our kiddos, which was a bummer. So that kind of whatever. But
and
I'm glad that's back in my life. Even though like I went all last season and I went a few times, I feel like now I'm like at this back to like a level. I just really am enjoying it.
Honestly, if you get really stressed out, this is the beauty of having this place that we fled in the dark of night last night.
Yeah.
If I'm really stressed out about writing and I'm like, I can go up there for a night and have time. And if you're stressed out about things, you can go up there and go get a few runs in during the winter. And,
Sure.
where
I
does
genuinely don't think I can. I'm very worried about sleeping there alone.
Oh, I'm past that. I'm fine with it.
I get bad dreams.
You have bad dreams?
Spooky things. I have a real hard time sleeping there lately. This whole trip, that's another thing. I didn't sleep very well. I slept well last night, though, here, back at the art house.
Oh, good. Where does the stress live in your body?
More up here.
In your chest?
Chest and back. Upper back. Where's your stress live?
Throat.
Throat?
Yes.
Huh. I've never heard of that.
Like base of my throat, kind of. And also, shoulders. I feel tense and
Yeah.
That's another thing from this book, though. Everything is temporary. That it's like acknowledge that in your body too, because those muscles are going to relax. Like everything's going to change
Once
at
you
some
start
point.
boning. Is that it?
No, the idea is to let the stress cycle complete itself before.
Gotcha.
And I love it because it gives you actual, it's things that we do without realizing it, like crying or whatever it is. It's people go for runs and stuff like that, which makes the running make sense because back in the day, if a tiger's attacking you or whatever, you have to run to end things, kind of,
Okay.
Anyway, long story short, I like that it gives you actual things that you can do to work through the stress. So this brings me to, I feel like our nobodies have been on this journey with me. Last week, I was talking about this big, big news that I was anxious about hearing, and I heard it and it didn't go my way. I didn't find the ladybug, which I do blame that.
Oh, right.
But
Had you found it? Had you found the ladybug?
It would have gone the other way. Big bet here, just like mine. So I found out at like Friday at 4 or 5 or something.
Yeah.
Which was also annoying because we're like going into spring break, but it is what it is. That's the time that it came to light. And I normally, and with this was a big one.
Yeah.
Think I would have been down in the dumps for a while.
Yeah.
And we had dinner plans with our friends that night. I had a good cry. You gave me a pep talk. My amazing agent, Stephanie Rothman, gave me an incredible pep talk.
Yeah.
My producer, who I love, gave me, the hard facts, but also like reassured me this is nothing near like over, obviously. And it really isn't. And that's one thing I realized in this business. Nothing's over until you decide it's over. I think it's Breaking Bad or some show. There's some really great show that was denied all over town multiple times. And then 8 years later, whatever it is. So, but I had a good cry. And I think before I would have stuffed that down, but because of this book, I thought, you know what? Let yourself have the cry. And we went to dinner. We had laughs with friends.
Yeah.
And it was done. It was over. And the next day I woke up in a good mood, happy to start spring break.
Yeah.
And also feeling it hasn't dinged my creativity at all. Which normally I think it would have pulled me. I'm kind of proud of myself.
Wow, that's great.
A lot of it's thanks to that book, and
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think that's great. And I think...
Did that occur to you at all? Like, oh...
I was impressed at like how quickly you kind of got back on the horse. And I kind of thought that would happen because I knew like, oh, this isn't the end. But it was cool to see you and your team very quickly, like early in the next week, be like, okay, well, let's talk about the next steps. Like,
yeah.
And I was very pleased to be like, oh, great. Like now you're just back into the flow of, this isn't over. This is like, what's next now, which I thought was really healthy and great.
And also, I think having gratitude for the no, because the no came along with feedback, as it does. And I think always taking that feedback into account. And this feedback has helped me realize something about the project that I want to change, that I mean, it's not like a huge thing,
Yeah.
but it's helpful. Like, and I think ultimately I will look back on this and go, I'm so glad that happened.
As most of these things turn out to be.
So tell me about your birthday's coming up. It's a big one, 45.
Yeah.
And tell me about how you're feeling.
I don't think it is a big one, but I don't feel that weird about the age thing. We talked recently, I do think that 50 might freak me out a little bit.
And why do you think?
I don't know, there seems a big difference between 45 and 50, or just being in your 40s and then now you're in your 50s.
Yeah, it's kind of big, but also when you were a kid,
Yeah.
I'm wondering if just it keeps shifting as you move through life and get to those ages.
Yeah.
Maybe 50 will feel big, but then it's like, then there's 60 and
60,
70.
I feel like 60 won't feel as crazy as 50 for some reason.
Interesting. But when I looked at my parents as 45-year-olds, they were like, I mean, I used to feel like I feel so much younger than what I imagined 45-year-olds. And now I'm like, I don't necessarily feel that way.
Like, yeah, that like we are
fit
45-year-olds.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're there in that stage of life. We're, going to school events and, paying mortgage payments and
Yeah.
worrying about work stuff. And, it's all right there.
Yeah.
So
So I don't know. I think I was just wondering out loud, am I anxious because we were talking about my birthday and then one of our kids has that birthday thing. But I don't think that is it. I don't know. I think more of what you said makes more sense of the anxiety. I already feel a little bit better, I think.
Oh.
But yeah, I think it's also coming back. We left so stressful and now we're back in our house, but it's a rainy day, so we're like kind of stuck here. And it's like, what are we supposed to
glad
do
for that, though.
after a week of being kind of stuck also together? It's like now, like, I'm just like, what are we supposed to do all day?
We'll watch a movie. We'll chill out. I'm glad that it's kind of rainy and we're not like, I mean, if you had wanted to take the kids to the mall or something, I would have been like, Godspeed, but I don't have it in me
Sure.
I guess I'm really a homebody.
Mm-hmm.
You're not as much.
Yeah, not with the kids.
It's really interesting because I think that I would also describe myself as being more extroverted between the two of us.
Yeah, for sure.
But I definitely prefer to be home more.
Yeah.
And we have friends who are like never home.
Yeah.
Always out doing stuff.
Yeah.
And it's admirable, but I would be exhausted.
Yeah, I don't want to be out doing like social stuff. I want to be like picking up dandruff shampoo at Target. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's my sweet spot. Having a little friendly chit chat with, the checkout lady. And then I don't know what could happen after that.
Interesting. Yeah. You would prefer that interaction than like a kind of like you almost, it's so interesting. I think your worst thing in a social situation is like small talk with people
That I know.
that you know.
Yeah.
But you love small talk with people you don't know.
Just a little bit.
Okay.
Just like a certain flavor of it.
You like that there's a natural ending. Like when your checkout time is done, you're moving on in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of, with people who suffer from addiction, oftentimes when they go into rehab, they're told to get, I forget what they call them, but like jobs that basically just require you to clock in, clock out. You leave the job at the job.
Okay.
I mean, ideally you're working with people, but like this, that are kind and stuff, that there's not like boss stress, but in general, it's like a low stress job. Pretty much anyone can do it after getting trained, that sort of thing.
That's what they're told to get?
Yeah, I think for a while, just to ease back into being, working and not having like stress if you're coming from a stressful job situation. And that might have contributed to what was going on. I don't know.
Yeah.
What job would you want?
In that line,
Mm-hmm.
that's pretty easy. I think I would work at a donut store and I don't think I would be the early shift, like making the donuts.
Mm.
I'd get there at like 7 a.m. I would be like the 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. shift.
Mm-hmm.
And I would just be getting people their donuts and checking them out.
I love that
I
for
feel like
you.
I could do that easily. It would smell so good.
Yeah.
I'd get some perks, donut
Yeah.
perks.
Yeah.
And I'd see there'd be some regulars. There would be the non-regs. And
Mm-hmm.
it's just a quick little transaction with people.
Mm-hmm.
And then I know they're fucking stoked because they're leaving with donuts.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Most of the people going to the donut store are happy. I'm sure there's a group of people going that
I
aren't
don't
so
know.
happy. Well, you know what? That doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
You know what? Go to the donut store if you're feeling blue and you want a donut.
Yeah.
Go to I'm wrong in that department.
And some people, it's not even linked to feelings. It's just, I'm going to get donuts for my family or, you know. I did.
Like a cute soccer mom.
Yeah.
Coming in to get a bunch of donuts for the game. I don't know, the game or something. Right?
Yeah.
Like if we were single and you came in always on like Thursday afternoon. No, scratch that. You come in Saturday morning to get donuts for the game, but I noticed you have no wedding ring on.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be so into you, and like if I would look
Are you
forward to
married
that.
to me? Am I at home?
We're single.
Oh, we're single. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, we're single in this.
Okay.
Yeah, this isn't some weird fantasy role play that we play out each week when you know I work at the donut store. We don't know each other, but I look forward to you coming into the store every Saturday.
Okay.
To get donuts, and then soccer season ends, and I'm so bummed. And now we have like good banter, and you're like, "Yeah, it's the last day of the season," and my heart kind of falls because I'm like, "Oh, I'm not gonna see her," and then you come in the following week and you just get a donut for yourself.
Oh,
and
that's
then I
so
know
sweet.
it's on.
Well, I don't know. I don't mean to burst your bubble. I'm about to sound horrible, but I just want to say,
we're single in this.
I
scenario.
know, but you're 45-year-old man.
Yeah.
Are you managing the store? Like, no, you're just working the counter.
You only drop your panties for the manager, huh?
Well,
Fucking
drop your panties. I just want to say this because I know I sound snobby, and I am in this sense because, now if I heard your backstory and you were like
an addict.
Yeah. You're like, I came out of rehab. I used to be working over at NASA, and now this is what I'm doing, but blah, blah, blah. This is to say ambition and drive is really, really important to me. And I know it's not to others, and that's fine. Totally, to each their own.
Yeah.
But you all, each of us have our kind of deal breakers. And one of the things that I have connected so much with you, and I think without it, we wouldn't relate to each other nearly as well, is that you have creative ambition and drive. A lot of your pride and hope and dreams are linked to creative pursuits that you have worked very hard towards. Now, maybe Donut Man has something like that.
This is really interesting. It's $13.99 for the dozen, ma'am. Move the fuck along. This is not in my fantasy at all. You're a fucking suburban, hot, cute soccer mom, okay? That you got a raw deal with your piece of shit ex-husband.
Oh, okay. I like this. I didn't know. I didn't know my backstory.
You're a realtor.
Did he hit me?
Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry.
I don't think so. That's too much for me to take on.
Yeah.
But like, I don't even want to say it, but I'll say it. But if you want that backstory, I wasn't the addict in this backstory. I don't mean to joke about
domestic violence or anything. I know I'm going to get in trouble for that, but it happens, and once is enough. I hope that if it happened once, I'm out, and I'm going to get donuts.
Okay, but that's not part of my fantasy here. My fantasy was like, you had a raw deal. You're now doing real estate for rentals in new. You're working your way up the realtor
And
thing.
where are you working your way up? Are you hoping to become management?
What is my position there? Is it my donut shop? You know what? I fucking hate that I have to do this, but I guess it's my donut shop. It kind of pains me because the woman that I want would have me if it was my donut shop or if I just worked there. We're also we're in a really cute suburb outside of Kansas City.
You know what? Say no more. You're not you. I'm not me.
No, you're just now you're ruining it. I'm not attracted to you at all now in this fantasy. I was so into you and so excited every time you came into the store because oh man.
But you look like you.
We both look like each other.
If I'm me and I'm coming out of a troubled marriage and I would be attracted to you and I would for sure go on a date with you. Do you want to know something that will make you very happy?
Maybe. Go for it.
The other day, what was I doing? I don't remember, but I was standing at the fridge. I was going into the fridge for something, and I had the thought, oh, what was I frying? I was frying tofu and the smell of the oil and frying reminded me of the good old days when you used to make your own donuts, which was a problem. I didn't love it then because the whole house would smell like oil for a day and a half, and there was a lot of oil to dispose of and stuff like that.
Yeah, I didn't like that part either.
But I thought, is Andy ever going to make donuts again? They were really good.
No, they weren't.
Yes, they were. And they were a very specific type of good, unlike other donuts.
They're not that I didn't like. Everyone liked them more than I did. And there's so many other places around us that have donuts that I think are so much better that I like that I can just go and get.
Don't you want donuts right now?
Yeah, but we have
so much food.
We have so much sweets.
I noticed, so speaking of stress and speaking of people being sad going in to buy donuts, I don't know if you know this, but definitely having morning pastries is a comfort. It's like a crutch for me. And I feel like last week I went a little wild going to get pastries here and there and forgetting that we already had this other thing. And
yeah.
But it gives me
how much are you spending each time? Are
it
you
just
spending
depends
$40?
It depends on where I'm going. Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah. But it
I can get a donut for $2.
It gives me this comfort knowing that it's there, even if we don't really get through it all, which is wasteful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, I was so excited to go on that fantasy with you, and it didn't quite pan out. But that's okay. That's such is life, you know? Such is life.
Such is life.
Would you ever go on we watched Aladdin last week. Would you ever go on
a magic carpet ride?
Yeah, that kind of fantasy where I'm a street rat and you're a princess?
Oh, I love that.
You do. So you would do that one?
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't. You're as soon as you figure out that Prince Ali is actually street rat, what's his name? Aladdin. Jesus Christ. You would be over it. You would not. No.
No.
Mm-mm.
Well, that's a whole different situation.
It's actually kind of similar to what we were talking.
He's very ambitious.
Yeah, he's a thief.
But he's really good at what he does. And he's working towards more.
He's pure-hearted. He's not a bad thief.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
I guess he's not
there's
pure-hearted
a whole
when he
situation there.
starts
We
lying
don't need
about
to
who
get
he
into
is.
the socioeconomic situation.
But you would act out Aladdin in the bedroom with me?
Sure. You know, who we are, and we can play these fantasies all we want, but we're obviously different versions of ourselves, and that soccer mom's deal breakers are very different from mine. And what
Can you say you filthy street rat once?
No.
Okay, you wouldn't want to say that.
No.
I think you would.
No, I don't like to get mean in the bedroom.
Oh, okay. What if it was like a subtle dig that you didn't even of your stature even realize how much it would hurt me to the core. But like after, like, oh, I've never been with a street rat before, like
Or
something like that.
Or like, your skin's so rough. Like the men I'm usually with, they moisturize more.
That's great. I don't think you should say moisturize, though. I think the first half was perfect.
Your skin's so rough, unlike most of the men I've been with.
Ooh, now I'm a little jealous of the men that you've been with. That's good. That's good. I like that.
Okay. So, oh, what I was thinking was today for this very podcast,
Yeah.
I put on makeup for the first time in over a week.
Oh. Okay.
Which, is fine. I don't wear tons of makeup or anything, but I realized how quickly I sink in. Like I've had soft bras on for the entire time we were at the cabin.
Mm.
The idea of, putting on real clothes there is crazy to me. I'm always wearing like Vuori lounge pants and everything's soft.
Yeah.
Everything's minimal.
Yeah.
I barely even look at myself in the mirror, which is very different from my real life where I scrutinize everything.
Yeah.
I think I could so easily just become a kind of person who does not have, like, look at themselves at all, doesn't care about what they wear. When I'm up there, I kind of become a mountain woman.
That's fun.
I'm
Do you
more
like
worried
it?
about, like, what we're eating.
Sure. It's more survival.
What time we're going to have our first drink.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. I love a fire. But, like, we had friends up there this week, and they show up looking, like, very nice for a dinner.
Oh.
And it was like, oh, right. These are friends from our real lives. They're probably not used to seeing me in this state.
Oh, no. I wouldn't overthink that.
Well, it is just to say, put me in a different environment. For example, a suburb
Outside Kansas City.
outside Kansas City where I'm
Where's our first date?
TGI Fridays.
Yeah.
You know what, though? I know we've talked about chain restaurants and stuff, and I don't like them anymore, and I think they've changed a lot since we were kids.
Sure.
I think it's gone to frozen a lot of the time, When I was in St. Louis last year for the, like, bachelorette party for my friends,
Yeah.
the restaurants we went to in St. Louis were phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like, I think those Midwestern cities have really good food.
Yeah, we're going to, like, one of those, like, it's like a local cool pub thing that we're going
Italian
to.
pub.
No, I think it's more of a pub, but like American fare, but like good. And they're known for like their onion rings or something.
Oh, I love a good onion ring. Pubs are interesting to me because it is very rare that I will be, I mean, we don't go to pubs a ton, but throughout my life, I've tried so many times to get in on a pub. Like when we lived in Brooklyn,
What do you mean?
there were all these gastro pubs opening all the time
Yeah.
around there. Because I think I've been to like 2 pubs where the food hit so great for me. And it was like a vegetable shepherd's pie and those thick cut fries. And it was so good. And I kind of, every time I go to a pub, I'm chasing that.
Okay.
And it's always a disappointment.
Okay. And we're talking American pub concept, not British
even
pub.
British. I have to say, I was a little sad when I was in London, and I was there for such a short time, but we went to this one pub twice, and it didn't even have pub food. I think it was kind of Indian leaning food, but it wasn't good Indian food like I like.
Sure.
And I was very disappointed.
Yet you doubled down.
Yet I doubled down.
Is it location, location, location?
Yes. This case it was. But actually they had good French fries. I discovered the second night. Okay.
Wow.
This is riveting. Again, this is a show where we talk about what we would talk about were no one listening. What are your offerings today, Andy?
I'm anxious.
Oh, boy.
I would like to put a plea out to our listeners. you and I are in the biggest funk in the television department.
Oh my God.
And I feel like people know that have listened to us for a little bit of time probably know what we like. We are in desperate need of suggestions. Anything from a reality series to watch to a comedy to a really good drama. We don't like horror or sci-fi that much.
And I don't want a drama right now that's like The Bear.
You've never seen The Bear, though.
I haven't.
I think you'd like The Bear.
But something that's like really intense.
Oh, it can be pretty intense.
So that,
Maybe we really need like comedy,
dramedy.
Dramedy, reality, or
Docuseries.
Docuseries.
We love those.
And we usually go for like a dark docuseries, but those aren't hitting us right either right now.
Well, let me ask you. So I want to rewatch a few series, which I was going to be during my 1 to 4 read watch.
Couch potato time.
And one of them is Fleabag.
Yeah, no. Okay. Loved it, but no, I don't. That's not a rewatch for me.
And one of them is Rami.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
That was good, but you can go on that journey alone.
Okay.
Damn. But we need something.
Okay. Yeah. Any suggestions, please put them in the comment on whatever this week's video might be, which I can't even fucking imagine what is coming out of this episode. Okay. Someone a long time ago sent us this thing, or sent me the right way to say hard to pronounce food brands.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Hit me.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
So
I wish I had the list. Yeah, so I could try to pronounce them.
Well, I'm going to...
Spell them?
Spell them.
Okay.
Okay, this is an Italian pasta manufacturer that we have eaten many times.
Okay.
It's DE
Uh-huh.
CECCO.
DE
CECCO.
Oh. Decho.
Okay. I think you're missing part of it, but it's DeCecco.
DeCecco.
Yes.
I like their spaghetti a lot.
I do too.
Yeah.
It's great. Okay, a yogurt brand.
Mm-hmm.
Greek yogurt.
Oh, hell yeah.
FAGE.
Fahey.
Faya.
Faya? I'm on fire?
Faya.
Is there a G in there? Faga?
Fog. I used to think it was fage, but it's faya.
Oh, so there is no G. Faya.
Well, there's a G in the word.
But in the pronoun...
Right.
Is it like faya?
It's fa.
Fa.
Yeah.
Yeah. What am I doing? Faya.
You're going faya.
No, that's faya. Faya.
Okay. Okay, let's move on.
No, acknowledge what's the difference. You do it once.
Faya.
Faya.
Do you hear the difference?
Oh my God.
There is a difference.
No.
You're going faya.
I'm not doing faya. I'm
Yes.
doing faya.
You're going yeah.
Faya.
Just fa-ya.
Faya.
There you go.
Faya.
See, do you hear the difference in
Okay,
those?
move on.
Okay. Girardelli. Oh.
Girardelli.
It's Girar.
Ghirardelli.
Girardelli. 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 It's Girardelli. Okay. This is a beer. HOEGAARDEN.
I can't. I like need to see these. Do it again.
Okay, here.
Honenberg?
No.
Why is that funny? Spell it again.
Okay. Actually, what I think I should do, I'm not going to look at the way you should say it. I'm just going to look at the word, and I'm going to say how I think it's said, and then you say how you think it's said.
But you're going to say the right way.
No, I'm not. I'm not looking at the right way.
Oh, okay, cool.
Hogarden.
Hogarden.
Whogarden.
Whogarden?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. This is all from America's Test Kitchen, in case anyone's wondering, like I just was, how accurate this is.
They're pretty legit, I
Yeah.
would guess.
Okay, Kikkoman.
Oh, the soy sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Kikkoman. I'm going to go the same. Kikkoman.
We're both right. It is Kikkoman.
Kikkoman.
LaCroix.
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 Yeah. It rhymes with, well, this is confusing.
Hmm.
As the company says it rhymes with enjoy, then I would think it's LaCroix, not LaCroix, but it's saying LaCroix.
LaCroix. LaCroix. LaCroix.
Okay, it's a Boolean cubes. Maggie.
I've never seen it.
I haven't either. Well, it's pronounced Magie.
Hmm.
Mustard, Maya.
Meyer.
Just my.
What? How's it spelled?
Maille.
M-A-I-L-L-E.
I'm assuming it's a French word. Maya.
Oh, okay.
Rayos.
It was on there? Rayos.
Okay, so as we learned during the recipe development for skillet roasted chicken and lemon sauce, our homage to what we used to call Rao's iconic dish, it's Rayos,
Yeah.
not Rouse.
Yeah. I'm really proud of how we've adjusted into Rayos in our house. I feel like we could call it Rayos now.
I called it Rayos earlier today, and I almost hesitated before saying it in front of our daughter. But I went for it, and she didn't even flinch.
It's good.
Okay, well, that was fun.
That was fun. How do you feel about my little tree over there?
I feel like I'm shocked it has lived this long.
Do you want to know why
Why?
it's lived this long? Because I water it.
How often? It looks a little thirsty.
I think...
I think you could stand to water it a little bit more.
Really?
It probably just needs sunshine. I mean, this plant is amazing.
Yeah, it's been here for a while.
Yeah.
I water it, I forget if it's once a week or once every 2 weeks.
And you have an alarm or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
A reminder.
Great.
It's kind of ugly.
Well, don't let it hear you.
No. I love it. But the bottom part, it's kind of weird.
It's neat. It's knotted. And so this reminds me of, I love the process of growing things.
Mm-hmm.
And I could see myself having a real gardening era. It's almost like I don't do it now because I know I'll go. So I can't wait to go all in when I have the time and energy to really focus on it.
Yeah.
And obviously I used to work in gardening.
Yeah.
But I miss, almost like with music, we went to so many music shows that now I don't really have an interest unless it's going to be spectacular.
Yeah.
With gardening, I was so into it that it was my all day, every day. And for anyone who doesn't know, I used to work as a gardener and florist in New York, that we have 2 live plants in our home, which
we don't have many plants.
is very unusual. And I think in another life, I would have way more plants. It's almost like I overdid myself, but
Do we need more plants in the house?
I would like to introduce more plants, but in some ways it's also it's yet another thing to take care of.
Yeah.
We already have a lot. Having said all of this, our son bought something at the mall. He got to buy one thing, and he bought this little bonsai kit. And I was like, oh, this is going to be such a disappointment to him because it's not like you're buying the tree that's made. That would be very expensive. This was a few bonsai seeds, a little kind of dirt disc that you add water to, and then a little decomposable pot.
Okay.
So we plant them, and I'm just like, nothing's gonna come of this. Now there are 5 of these little pots. Well, I'm a genius because when we were going on spring break, I was really worried. A few of them had started to sprout, to my shock.
Okay.
But I've been pretty good about spray bottling them and everything. And he's so jazzed about it.
Sweet.
And I was like, these are going to die this week. They're delicate little sprouts.
So why didn't you bring them with us?
So because what I did was so smart. I put them in a container with water on the bottom
Okay.
and put them in. Those pots absorb the water. So one of them didn't fit. The one that didn't fit is all but bye-bye. The 4 that are in there are thriving,
You
shockingly
weren't
so.
worried that it was going to be too much water?
It was like, yeah, I was worried, but I also just thought this is the best I got.
Sweet.
But I'm really invested in these now. And I'm like,
How long does it take?
It takes a year.
To get to what size, I wonder?
I don't know, but I'm very excited about, I'm like, one of these puppies is going the distance.
You think?
Come hell or high water.
You're invested.
I am so invested. And I need to figure out like the right spot in the yard that we're going to transfer them to. I mean, now I'm becoming a bonsai kind of.
Aren't you going to have it in a pot? Won't it always be inside?
No.
Why?
It's got to get out at some point.
Why?
When it outgrows that little pot, because it needs
Aren't they usually
sunshine
in pots
and
if you're going to have a bonsai tree?
yeah, eventually they can be back inside, but to like really get there, you need to get them outside.
For real?
Yes. That's what the instructions say.
What would hurt more? You losing your current Duolingo streak or
Oh my God.
or not making the bonsai happen this year?
Do you know what my streak is at?
Probably 352.
It's like 362. Like I'm days away from my year.
Okay, great. Kudos.
So
what would hurt more?
say it again. I couldn't even get past a duo. What happens?
You lose your duo streak.
Okay.
Okay, why? What's wrong with me? Why do I think I would find it funny if you lost your duo streak?
Well, because we're kind of competitive about it. You kind of want me to fail or something. I don't know why. But why is that?
I don't know. I just think it would be...
But you've fallen behind. You were like ahead of me for a while.
I know. That's why I said 352 because I'm at like 350. I've used some streak freezes for sure. I just feel I do feel like you would find it a little funny if I lost my streak too, right?
Well, I'm going through the range of emotions. Like, yes, initially I would kind of delight in poking you about it and like really rubbing it in. But then I would feel like I'm alone on the journey and I'm not sure. Like, then we'd be so far apart in our journeys.
Do you think either of us could dig deep to come back from that? Or do you think we would be done with the app?
See, no, I would come back from it because I genuinely, I mean, I know you put me in front of a real French person and I'm just like, où est les toilettes? I don't, but I do think I'm learning.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also like, it's refreshing a lot of words that I knew at one point and had forgotten.
Yeah.
So I would for the learning part of it, but god damn, it would be such a bummer. Like my friend Megan.
Yeah.
Ooh, I want to find out what her streak is. I'm going to text her because she has such an impressive streak, and I'm just like, I want to get there.
But that gets really sticky because say you have like 1,000-day streak, then that starts getting painful to lose. You losing it right before the year is funny to me. You losing it 800 days in isn't so funny.
Wait, let's take a look at this though, because it's not a good look for us to delight in like like a small amount of suffering. But I mean, we know it's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. Like it is. It doesn't mean anything. We've been competitive with each other on this whole journey. That if someone had a snafu right before the year mark, it's a little funny. Like I don't know. But okay, let's not dwell too long here though. Getting back to the bonsai.
Oh. Okay, it's coming. Percolating. Dots are percolating.
Oh, nice.
1,192.
Whoa.
I am so impressed.
That's awesome.
And I would love to know, I mean, there's also something about, okay, I've been doing this for a year. Right now, and I've been doing Pimsleur a little bit here and there, but really not that much. Right now, I do feel like I've gotten a year's worth of learning for what I've put in, and sometimes it's 2 minutes a day of French education.
Yeah.
I'd be so curious, like 5 years down the road, if I'm going, this was worth it for 5 whole years versus,
Oh, well, that's a whole other. Yeah, I
yeah.
don't know. But just to wrap this up, what would be more devastating? Losing your year-long streak or the bonsai tree dying?
Well, this is so shitty because
Be honest.
the streak. And I'm sorry to say that because it's also like my son's death. He's invested. This is a life lesson. So- Remember earlier how I said, I'll look back on this no and be grateful for it. You know, and I really want that for him though. But here's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
I know that I could keep my duo streak going with like pretty minimal effort.
There's question marks about the bonsai.
I don't have a lot. Like, I'm pretty sure that it's going to happen anyway.
What?
That it's not going to make it.
I think you need to change that attitude if you want to make it happen for the bonsai. Because I think bonsai's pretty serious, right? I think there's a reason that they're so expensive. I think it is hard to get them, right?
We'll see. Now you're just...
I'm just saying, take
you're
it
literally... You just said, I think you need to change that attitude because... Yeah. And then you're just reaffirming how hard it is to do.
Yeah.
So you're reaffirming how unlikely it is for this to work out.
Yeah, because what I heard you say was, oh, it's not going the tree's going to die. Is what you said out loud, basically.
And you're going, remember that it's very likely that the tree's going to die.
No. I said. I guess that's what you're hearing, which I see what you're saying. I think the truth of what I was trying to say, though, is I know it's hard to do bonsai trees, but I don't actually know. But I think my knowledge thinks that, like, what I've soaked up from the world is like, bonsais are tricky. They're hard.
And so, just going back to our thing.
Yeah.
How is you saying that making me have a more positive attitude about getting it there?
Because you have to switch the attitude or you're going to fail. That's what it is.
Okay.
And can I make one thing super clear? I don't find you and our son failing at the bonsai tree funny at all.
Sure.
Like I do the Duolingo, like on the eve of your hitting the annual.
Do you think that the soccer mom who's coming in to get a donut?
She definitely does Duolingo for sure.
And do you think she prioritizes the bonsai trees over the donuts?
What do you mean? Over the donuts? What do you mean?
Oh, not donuts. Oh no, I've like gone off the rails. I feel like last night is catching up to me. The duo.
No.
Okay.
I don't. I think she's a little flawed and I like that.
Okay. All right. On that note, good night. Shh.